But seriously, I'd fuck her a second time and a third time if I could.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Once the withdrawal kicks in, you need to. Otherwise, you get the tremors, and then your organs just start shutting down. You gotta titrate off of that.
Absolutely. And hey, thank you for recommending her to me. Glad to have your
Oh, my
experience on my
pleasure.
side.
Yeah, every five recommendations, I get another stamp on my punch card for
Ooh.
a free footlong, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, hi, folks. I don't know how much of that you heard, but I'm Alpha. And that's Recluse.
That this is true. So far, his story checks out, people.
And breaking a 40-day absence from streaming on my channel, the longest I've ever taken, personal projects and such. Here we are with some Star Trek The Next Generation. But not just any Star Trek The Next Generation. This is a story that I promise you, unless you live on the dark side of the internet, you've never seen before.
I know I
Welcome,
haven't.
welcome to XTrek.
Oh, by Badman of the Connecticut Badman.
Mm-hmm. You've just completed your
You
4 years at Starfleet Academy. You've been temporarily assigned to the Galaxy-class cruiser Enterprise. Counselor Troy will make an assessment of your performance while on board the ship, and will either recommend that you be stationed there permanently or that you be sent back to the Academy. You've just been transported on board and are in Transporter Room 3. Have fun, and good luck. Sure, let's see. You can only play the role of a male hetero. Wander around the Enterprise and boff your brains out.
Wow, when was this made?
Um, I want to say 91.
Because that is awfully inclusive, or like, it is inclusive thoughtfulness
Mm.
that he is writing from his perspective, and that he expects that other people should write their own perspectives, and including the non-male hetero orientation. I think that's great.
Well, this was certainly not a modern creation.
Oh
Mm,
yeah, 1991 was a different time.
indeed, and we're gonna do some fucking here. Let's see what
Well,
else.
first you have to buy me dinner, Alpha. How many times have I had to tell you?
I'll give you something to fucking eat. But anyway,
Man, I hope it's pizza.
I could use some.
Yeah, me too. I
Up.
constantly tell myself that I'm gonna order myself a pizza as like a way to escape the horror that is isolation,
Mm,
and I never end up doing it because everyone else has had the same idea, and the price of pizzas in my area has like gone up by at least 50%. And I always look and I'm
jeez.
like, do I really want to spend $30 getting pizza?
That better be the best fucking pizza I've ever eaten.
Well, part of it is that like it is in like most of the places around here, it's now like a $30 minimum. Like
Oh lord.
uh, Pizza Bowlies, Papa John's, and Pizza Hut all have a 25 or $30 minimum
Oh, you're
on their
saying?
online orders.
Oh, I see. We were not talking like that much for a single pizza.
No,
Oh,
no, but like
Jesus
you end
Christ.
up having to spend that much anyway. Like, granted, you get like two pizzas, but it's like,
Okay, I was gonna say something. Cause
and these are not New York, New Jersey pizzas,
hmm,
mind you. These are Maryland pizzas.
yeah. There's nothing better than New York pizza. There's a sweetness to the sauce that you don't have even in Jersey.
I always thought it was more about about the crust.
For some, yes. For me, it's the sauce.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
By the way, here's your answer on the bottom left. October 7th, 1991.
You're assuming this person isn't a European.
It's still 1991 in either configuration.
Yeah.
Transporter Room 3 handles most non-shuttle transportation for the ship. There's a storage room to the west and an entrance or an exit to the north. Transporter Chief O'Brien welcomes you to the ship. There is a large sign on the wall.
Oh man, was O'Brien married at this point, or is this before he got married?
I want to say this was the year of, maybe the year after. All right, so there's our save function. What's the first thing we should do?
Wow, you're absolutely right. Wow, that's frightening.
What? What, are you looking shit up?
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking shit up. I'm looking at when. So yeah, you're right. It was earlier in the year. It was January that O'Brien got married. How did you know it was the same year? How did you know?
Hi, big time Trekkie over here. I've seen every series.
No. Big time Trekkie is knowing, like, the names of the episodes, including the episodes that were kind of not memorable. Knowing, like, which extras were on the episodes, like, not necessarily the extras, but, like, the B characters. They show up for this episode only. That's like a real Star Trek fan. Knowing what year two characters got married on a show, that's crazy.
In order to succeed at certain Star Trek trivia game circles, I had to expand my repertoire into certain fact categories. But anyway, that marriage is about to become null and void in this timeline.
Consider it a widowing.
Actually, no. Before you can do something violent, a security team jumps on you and throws your ass in the brig to await court-martial. You're here to have fun, not cause trouble. It looks like your adventure here is at an end. You've been thrown in the brig for your antisocial behavior. You'll have many years to ponder the foolishness of your actions.
Well, everyone, this has been a good stream. As always, I've been SilverRecluse, and this has been AlphaStarDX.
And in about an hour and a half after the show ends, I'm going to go peg myself. Now let's continue.
Yeah, well, I'm really glad that you're that self-confident about the things that make you happy. That's great.
All right, so that's one fun thing that we can do. How about this?
Yeah, I was curious about this because it's... Did we misspell it? No, you didn't misspell it.
No,
okay.
we just can't.
Can't.
Well,
I'm a hetero boy in a hetero world.
It is somewhat difficult to read the sign. Let me try to describe it. It's a large sign with huge garish neon letters that say...
Welcome to XTrek, the X-rated Star Trek The Next Generation Adventure by Badman.
Must be some kind of promo.
Of the Connecticut Badman.
No shit, Sherlock.
Alright, let's exit this room, see some more locations.
Alright.
Oh, what are our service orders? Never mind.
A small white printout with your orders on it.
Read? I bet they're just to go to Troy.
The printout has large letters at the top. Official Starfleet service orders. The details concerning your order.
Infinite length!
Infinite length. Let's do...
What about the girth?
Oh, this. While you're going about your business, there is a flash of light. When you turn to see where it came from, the supposedly dead Tasha Yar is standing there. She looks you up and down and smiles. If you want to have some fun, report to the Enterprise Theater. with that, there is another flash of light, and Tasha's gone again. Looks like even death can't stop this girl. Now, when this happens, simply repeat your last command.
Good to know. I will admit, Tasha Yar was one of my first childhood crushes. I was probably, like 5 or 6 years old when I first saw her, and I was like, badass woman in spandex, throwing space racists around in a weird space outfit. This is great! I love everything about this. Plus, she just has an undeniably awesome haircut.
Right.
Undeniably.
Now,
don't go west! You'll be eaten by Grooves! Think of the slavering fangs! Now go.
Well, actually, we're supposed to be showing the orders to O'Brien, but let's see what happens if we don't.
I don't think there's a door. Yeah.
Apparently not.
I don't think there's a door east. Let's escape!
Well, apparently nothing to stop us from leaving the transporter room without showing orders, but let's do this right anyway. So we've already read the orders.
Yes. A stickler for order and protocol. That's the Alpha way.
Always. Okay.
Oh, we get our own phaser.
We do. When the chief sees your orders, he points to the west door. That's the storage room. There's a phaser in there for you, sir. You might want to show these orders to Councillor Troy as well. You'll find her one deck down in her office. All right. Let's see. So this is the away team's storage room.
Interstellar knickknacks. Who was your first Star Trek crush? Everyone had one. You can say Riker. Everyone's got a little bit of a crush on Riker.
My first was actually Troy.
Nice. Giving some love to the counselors.
And then Loxana.
Giving some loves to the slightly racist aristocratic MILFs.
I tried to commit suicide with a phaser, but that didn't work.
Can you just type suicide?
No good.
I see.
Alright, now let's continue. So we'll go north. Alright, then let's head for the mess.
Is stun a viable word?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Yep, it doesn't recognize.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Currently deserted.
So what was it? Oh, that's interesting.
Covered dish of oysters. Oh, I see. Yes, okay, yep. Supposedly aphrodisiacs, aren't they? Indeed.
The oysters slides down your throat.
Synthetic oysters.
Yep.
That's appetizing. Although we are getting there. Synthetic meat. In today's episode of Don't Put Your Dick in That.
Let's see what's up north. All right.
Sick Bay. Beverly Crusher. Always foxy lady.
Mm-hmm. Tastefully furnished, with objects start from Beta Z, including a full-size, exquisitely priced reproduction of the sacred chalice of rakes.
It looks like an old clay pot full of mold.
Bedroom to the east. And the bathroom. Oh, hello.
The magazine. Read magazine. Gotta see what's up.
50 ways to sense when someone's one's hiding something. Oh. And if you notice the score up top there, they got us 10 points to read that.
I see. Would you say that we've scored already? Anyway,
well,
terrible jokes aside, let's get to what the people have paid for.
Okay, so
can we make the bed?
Yeah, we could try. Nope. What of the closet?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Well, that was worth 10 points.
Cool. Let's look in the box to see what we actually scored so many points for. Now, atomic. Is this
irrepressibly tiny, I guess? On the lid is written in large red letters.
Private! Do not open!
Okay.
I want to know what makes this dildo atomic. Is it like a...
Well, let's find out. A sleek chrome phallic device with a radiation warning symbol on it. So this is why she's never on the bridge. If you find an interested party, you can dildo them with this. If you turn the dildo, you'll be able to see if it still has some power left.
Oh.
When you turn the base, the dildo buzzes fiercely momentarily. You quickly turn it off, fearing a radiation leak.
Yeah, for a hetero male, he basically has the basics of dildos down. Turn the base, vibration, radiation leak. Covers all the regular bases.
Indeed. All right.
I still want to know where he's connecting the atomic dildo and masturbation to not being promoted. Oh, she's not on the bridge because she's off masturbating. It's not that she is never, like, promoted to anything because she's masturbating. That's where she always is spending her time. I get it. Alright.
Yep.
Captain's quarters to the north with other officer staterooms to the south. Let's see the other officers. So let's go south.
Alright.
Am I throwing you for a curveball? Are we
one.
going to have a sexual encounter there and you were hoping to get the, like...
Well, no, I just think
missile cock ring?
Well, I just think there's something to do with one of these doors I'll check
All
out
right,
first.
fine. I can do through one of the
Get
doors.
we'll get there.
It's
Don't
fine.
you worry. It's fine.
It's
It's fine. It's
fine. It's
fine. It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine.
Well, I mean, no shit. Of course the captain's quarters will be locked.
We do have a phaser.
Excuse me. I've seen them fire phasers at much less.
Yeah, I always feel like phasers get used on kill on doors more than anything else.
Okay. Anyway, the other crew quarters. I'm being told by this document to go south, south, south. So there's something apparently in Wesley's room.
Well, he's a teenage boy, so
It's worth 20 points, whatever it is.
it's gonna be either drugs or porn.
A Rolling Stones poster. A subdued flash and a 3/4 scale hologram of two people screwing, hovering in midair. Each time the male climaxes, the holo repeats the loop. It turns off after 5 repetitions.
Alright, so it's porno. We found a porno.
Yep. Okay. How about Lieutenant Commander Data? This ought to be interesting as hell.
He is fully functional.
Yes. And this was worth 10 points.
Look at the book.
Yep.
It's gonna be about... Yep.
The Joy of Sex. 24th Century Edition by Alex Comfort III. I have to... okay.
Go on.
This may be a moment, folks. Brace yourselves. Oh,
Nope.
come on.
We continue to be haunted by the ghost of my dead childhood crush.
You begin to flip through Data's sex manual, and you find that it is filled with notes in Data's precise handwriting. He's made small check marks by all the positions he's tried, complete with dates and supplemental information. You turn to the bookmark and find more notes beside a lifelike drawing of a couple doing it doggy style. The current star date is at the top of the page, followed by this notation. Counselor Troy has indicated that she would be willing to continue participating in my research into humanoid sexual response. I have a late afternoon appointment with her for this purpose. I must question Geordie as to whether or not this is what is meant by the phrase, playing hide the salami.
Hide the salami. Also, no one says hide the salami. Everyone says play hide the sausage. Because sausages you think of as like the whole kit and caboodle. Salami you tend to think of as sliced. And no one thinks of their own penis as sliced unless they have some really weird predilections towards deli meat slicers.
What we've seen so far, anything's fucking possible, right?
Anything's fucking possible is absolutely true. Unless it's male on male.
Well, next up in the guidebook is Riker.
Look at a guidebook for this.
And
a pair
10 points
of
for
panties.
it.
A pair of panties.
Typical swinging singles Starfleet quarters.
A pair of panties.
All right. I'll bite. Delicate black lace panties cut high on the thigh with the Starfleet emblem on the waistband. You look at the tag and see the initials DT.
Wow, was this before like the concept of the thong? Because that is like a very long way of saying a black lace thong.
Yeah, well, okay. All right.
Starfleet panty. No! Bad!
Well,
Bad! We don't have anyone's consent to sniff their underwear.
well, it didn't like it anyway, so there.
Go to horny jail.
It looks like we, for the moment, are deliberately avoiding Dr. Crusher's quarters. And
Fascinating.
next heading to Wharfs. 20 points for that. All right. Let's do this. A thin, elaborate dagger in the Klingon style. You could do quite a damage. Quite a damage. All right.
That's a lot of quite a damage. Look at the magazine. God damn it, Tasha! I'm going to file a restraining order. Klingon magazine.
A large title in Klingon with a little bunny head logo in front of it. The cover is a partially clothed Klingon male in battle armor from the waist down.
Email.
She demurely covers her bosom by carrying a dead Romulan in her arms.
I
right.
very much appreciate that the canonical reason that there are very few half human, half Klingons is because the humans tend not to survive the process.
Well,
the mating process.
There is precisely one half human, half Klingon of notable worthiness that I know of, and that would be B'Elanna Torres from Voyager. Klingon mother, human father. The human father somehow survived, but walked out on the family.
I believe there's also a Next Generation episode where the Federation needs a Klingon science expert or diplomat. I think it's a diplomat.
I believe so, but I don't think she was a partial. I'll have to double check my facts there.
Could be wrong.
Well, if you're referring to Kalar, Worf's baby mama, she was full Klingon.
Possibly. I do not remember.
Anyway, what of this Klingon magazine? This should be interesting. Yeah, no shit. Nude and semi-nude Klingon females. Girls of the Glang, a Klingon bird of prey.
Haha!
Kalar?
Kalar? Yes, half human.
Oh, she is half human?
Indeed.
Ah, interesting. I thought she was a full. Alright, so Alexander is 3/4 Klingon. Their son.
AlphaWit Silver Edition would like to say that we don't support blood quorums, and that any discussion of blood quorums are strictly for trivia purposes and not anything else. Anyway, I was not paying attention because I had to go defend my Trekkie honor.
Oh, no worries. It was just navigation.
Cool. Where are we navigating to?
Next, looks like a scene with Geordi. Oh. When the doors to the holodeck slide open, you appear to be walking into a lush tropical jungle. You walk a few paces through the simulation before you realize the holodeck is occupied. Lieutenant Commander LaForge is occupied too, having an electronic buff with a holo-supplied female. He sees you out of the corner of his visor and climbs off the simulated woman. Her legs splayed ungracefully. Gee, I thought I'd locked the door, he says lamely. The holo-simulated woman looks an awful lot like that pretty lady that designed the Enterprise, Leah Brahms. Shame on you, Geordi. It's an awkward moment as the chief engineer de-reses his digital squeeze and bails out the holodeck.
I read that as balls out of the holodeck, and I picture, like, Geordi, like, picks up a basketball and just starts dribbling it out. And I was like, wow, that is both super random and super racist. But it turns out I'm just illiterate.
Dribbles it out with his dick, but anyway.
I don't know if you've ever dribbled a basketball, but I don't think I would want a basketball hitting my dick, like, repeatedly. I don't know. They've got a little heft to them. Like, they're not heavy basketballs, but, like, you know, got some heft, got some bounce. 2 balls is enough. They don't need any more company.
We've got a long something going on here. We are now in Troy's office, and the scene is... At first you thought the room was empty, but as your eyes adjust to the dim lighting, you can see you're not alone. Counselor Troy is naked and on her knees, bent over a footstool, and Lieutenant Commander Data is mounting her from behind. He's doing it in a clumsy, robotic fashion, receiving hints and suggestions from Deanna all the while. "No, Data," you hear her say. "If you lie on me, I can't breathe." "Counselor, is this the position known as doggy style?" Troy clutches the footstool for support. "Yes, it is." "Really?" says Data, his hips whacking against her ass. "I must thank you for being so accommodating, Counselor Troy. This will do much to advance my research into human behavior. I have always found that in..." Deanna groans and lets her head sink forward, her hair spilling to the floor. "Just shut up and fuck me, Data," grumbles Troy. They continue to slap together for a few moments, Deanna's breast swinging forward with her motions, until she notices you standing in the shadows. She struggles to get her words out, Data's thrust slamming her forward. I'll be done in a moment. Could you wait outside, please? Ugh. You back out of the office and leave Data to his, research.
I like the realism of that scene. I think that it is tempting when writing to make everything be the ideal version of the thing you are writing about. And I think that when you're writing pornography, the idea is that you're going to try and write good pornography, and in most people's minds, that's going to be good sex. But I appreciate that here they have taken the time to mention 2 awkward things about sex, which is like uncomfortable positioning and having to like stop sex to rearrange yourself, and having different ideas about what conversations are appropriate during sex. All right, you're just gonna go right to it.
Absolutely.
Not going to respect her wishes to wait outside. You're just gonna
there's-
jump right on in.
I say
All right.
there's no reason.
We are unmoored from consequence.
You try to initiate a little flesh action with the lovely counselor, who gives you the cold shoulder. "Not here," she hisses under her breath, her delicious chest heaving. "I reserve that activity for my bedroom only."
All right, stop.
What?
Don't you lie to me.
What?
Demonstrably, we are having this conversation while someone is inside of you. You clearly do not reserve that activity for your bedroom only.
Counselor Deanna Troy is a Betazoid from Haven. She's about 5'4" with long, curly black hair. Her unusual uniform has a rather open neckline, exposing a generous amount of cleavage. She is, in other words, a mega babe. I have something to show you, you say. When you whip the sexy panties out of your pocket, Troy's eyes go wide. She snatches them from your grasp and stuffs them into her blouse. Guess she doesn't have pockets. Hold on.
Holding. What now?
Oh shit, we lose 10 points for that action.
Yep.
Therefore, we're not going to do it.
The measure of a man is in how many sex trophies he can shoplift from. Go ahead.
No,
I know
please,
you want to.
please, go on. Continue. Let's hear this.
How many sex trophies you can thieve from people's private quarters.
Uh-huh.
Trophies. That's what makes a man. Even if they're trophies of someone else's sexual conquests. It is the perception of sexual success that defines a man's masculinity, that defines his worth.
Everything is perception. Deanna's breasts are full and firm, and bulge out slightly over the neckline of her uniform. Yum.
Well, what do you mean by full? Like...
As in boob job, what else?
But like... Deanna's breasts were empty. Like, what would that mean? What would it mean to have, like, empty breasts?
Maximum lactation.
No! I mean, okay. I mean... pedantically, you might have an argument there, but...
Well... Alright, so...
Do you want to give her the oysters?
Not just yet. A couple more things I want to do here. Let's see.
God, we need some more perspective on this. We are two cis straight white men who are attempting to comment on...
Sorry, you lost me at snatching glances at her cleavage.
Yes, likewise. I lost myself at snatching glances at her cleavage. We're two straight white men trying to critique this man writing multiple women, and just the... Well, I mean... Jesus! That's,
Yes.
I mean, it's forward. It's a bold move, Alpha. It is a bold move. Let's see how it plays out.
Oh! She leads you into an alcove and hurriedly kneels and unzips your pants. She quickly works your member between her lips and gives you a rushed and uninspired blowjob. You can't hold out long and reach your orgasm after a few minutes. Counselor Troy rises, wiping your cum from her lips.
I'm picturing that we're like the food critic from Ratatouille, and we're just like, this blowjob is hard and uninspired.
Well,
and later on, we'll get a not hard and uninspired blowjob, and it'll be like that scene where he's transported back to his childhood, but not incredibly problematic. Oh boy, wow, that one fell apart real quick, and I did not see it coming until the wheels came off of that analogy.
Is that so? Is that so?
Oh no, not again?
Deanna grabs you by the arm and hauls you bodily to her bedroom. Oh boy. The power of the oysters has made her sex crazy. She pushes you onto the bed and tears off your uniform. She waits just long enough to pull off her pants and yank off her Starfleet panties, and then she straddles your love pump. She begins riding you with little or no consideration to your own interests. In her frenzied state, she gets off in only a few minutes, crying out her pleasure. As soon as she's done, she quickly gets her pants back on and urges you to do the same. Careful with those oysters. Okay.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, I'm listening.
There's a lot to unpack. Where do we want to start? The magical power of the oysters? The frank discussion about one-sided sexual activities? I'm going to be very honest. I was expecting this to be juvenile and written by someone who clearly had never had sex before. And it is juvenile, to be sure, but this person clearly fucks. Badman of the Connecticut Badman, like, he clearly gets around. He's spitting some straight truths. Positions that are uncomfortable, awkward conversations, killing the mood during sex, uninspired oral out of a feeling of, I guess, obligation, one-sided sex without consideration for the other partner's interest. Like, none of these have been what I was expecting. Like, it was the best sex I ever had. As I nutted, Jesus came down and explained that his race had seeded humanity to make good pornography, and we had made the best pornography, and he had come for the second coming, for my coming, and everyone stood up and applauded. And, like, it's not that. It's all, like, bad sex that is realistic. And I'm my expectations have been exceeded. I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm impressed, but my expectations have definitely been exceeded. I'm sorry, what were we going to do now? Were you going to deploy the atomic dildo? Because that was the next logical thing for me. We could also try the 2 magazines or the pornography that we stole from an underage child.
There's a couple other things we can do first.
Knife playing? Maybe she's into some blood sport.
A little tamer than that.
Phaser play set to stun?
Not yet.
Oh my goodness, that is definitely a fetish. Put that phaser down on its No one...
Just like Will used to do.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there, too. Man.
Oh, this is a different tone.
Aggressive.
Deanna submits to your request and kneels before you. She takes your cock in her soft mouth and gives you an aggressive blowjob. Her empathic skills serve her well, and she expertly manipulates you to a new height in pleasure. After 20 minutes of oral torture, you can't help it. You find yourself climaxing, and your cums splashes into her mouth. She swallows it dutifully and carefully licks the remains from your pole.
I have a question for you, and it has nothing to do with this man's clear concern that he's going to use the same word too many times, and so encounters a new problem of using ridiculous words after he's run out of normal ones.
Well, see,
When you
here's the thing. Before you ask your question, here's the thing about that. This is quite obviously the precursor to modern Family Feud. You watch that and you see some of the ways these writers describe a penis or a pair of tits. Makes you wonder if they're getting any fucking thing at home.
What? Who is talking about dicks and tits on Family Feud?
Oh, have you not watched since Steve Harvey, the fucking narcissist, took over? Almost every question is about fucking sex, and it always calls for some part of the body. And the way the writers describe it in these very out there descriptions makes me think they don't get any sex at home. Trust me, look it up, you'll find it. Family Feud, Steve Harvey. You won't be disappointed, except for maybe his narcissistic tirades, but that's another story.
He does seem like a gigantic asshole.
Yeah, he is. He claims
I did not know that.
Christianity. He claims Christianity, but I promise you he's not. He's too much of a narcissist to believe in God.
Beware men who pray loudly.
That's another story for another time. You had a question for me?
Yes. When you read text, English text, do you have a filter that is auto-correcting it, or do you really just see every typo without it being corrected before it gets to your forebrain?
Years of practicing with the Eye of Argon game have taught me how to read typos knowing that they're typos. It's allowed me to remove that filter situationally, and this is one of those situations.
That is like a curse and like a tremendous responsibility to civilization. Because you can be an amazing editor with that, but at what price? At what price? Because now you see every typo, and it's there. It's not being auto-corrected for you like the rest of us. You're modern day editorial Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It also allows me the ability to tell somebody to go fuck themselves and have an actual intellectual reason to do so. Their grammar is inferior to mine.
All right, so maybe you're more like an editorial Hitler than an editorial Jesus Christ, but you know.
Yeah, there's a very specific synonym for that I'm not going to say on the air.
I mean, okay.
If you want to say it, go for it.
All right.
Grammar blank.
Yeah, grammar Nazis.
Okay, there you go.
What is wrong with saying Nazis? Nazis have appeared in Star Trek. In Enterprise, it's revealed that the bad guys who are responsible for the Time War are literally Nazis.
They have, but I prefer not to give them the publicity in this day and age.
And in the original series,
I know.
there was that one Federation officer who was like, you know what this planet needs? For me to break the Prime Directive and give them fascism. Man, that was a good episode. Got to see Kirk punch Nazis. I love watching people punch Nazis.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet in my current rewatch, but I'm looking forward to reaching it.
I recently discovered that there was a whole season of Star Trek, the original series, that I've never watched.
Which one?
I still haven't.
Which one? Third?
I think it might be the third season, yeah. But it's just I never watched any of those episodes. There's like a good 1/3 of all of the original series that I've just never seen. Anyway, it is definitely time for us to reciprocate. So I fully endorse this course of action that you have set us upon.
Well, here we go. She spreads her legs wide and ushers your head between them. Soon she locks her legs behind your neck and is clutching your head with her sweaty hands. She gives you continuous directions until she comes like a nova and lies motionless, worn out.
Okay, so I rescind my statement. Clearly this man has never gone down on a woman. He understands that he's supposed to.
But
There's a lot of problems with this.
So now we get to it. Now we get to the nuts and bolts of it. But anyway, your prior suggestion, now's the time.
We're going to injure this poor woman. We need to get some lubricant.
It's her dildo. She asked for this. Kidding. But when you turn the dildo on, Troy's eyes fix on it as if mesmerized. She takes it from your hand and lies back in her bed. She spreads her legs and begins grinding the buzzing chrome device against her privates. The more worked up she gets, the brighter the hellish blue glow from the dildo grows.
The containment field is failing. It's turned off radiation.
Troy climaxes with a shout of pleasure and powers down the device. While she lies there totally exhausted, you take back the dildo. Now, you what?
Now, if only you could do the same thing for her. Like, make her climax with such intensity as a mechanical device.
Hold on, has it been cleaned?
What?
I guess the dildo has not been cleaned. We took the dildo without ever washing it.
Oh, that's a very good point, and that's something that I totally would have thought of in real life, but just did not in the game. Fascinating how your brain just makes certain assumptions based on video game logic. Like, oh, I'm injured. I better go find, like, plate of mashed potatoes and a steak. It's not like, go find some Band-Aids, go, like, put direct pressure on the wound, go elevate the wound. No, it's like, oh man, I hope there's some food around here. And it's fascinating how quickly our brains go into video game logic.
Uh-huh. That's all we do. Now, how about the main event?
Is that what we're calling it? Alright. What do you mean you never thought we'd ask?
She pulls her top off over her head, revealing her beautiful boobs. You lower her to the bed and help her strip off the rest of her uniform. In short order, the two of you are enjoying a rambunctious fuck. With her skill and training, she manages to get you off 3 times in a row. She goes on to show you a few Betazoid tricks you can tell your friends about. What a woman. I'm amazed nobody has asked me why I haven't pulled the Duke out yet.
I'd honestly forgotten that was an option that was on the table, and I'm not sure that's a crossover that I'm ready for.
Well, I should have said rambunctious fuck in Duke's voice, but oh well. Well, we no longer need Troy.
Wow. Jesus.
This is apparently the way to deal with it. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Well, that was much more curt than I was expecting.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in, this is not the way that you should deal with a sexual encounter after you have achieved orgasm. I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
Okay. Engineering.
Oh boy, $5 says that this is some sort of like an X-ray visor that allows you to see through people's clothes.
That really would not surprise me.
What does that even mean?
I mean, not for nothing.
Trouble getting girls to.
I mean, not for nothing, but I don't think we had that much trouble getting Troy. Okay. All right.
Do we want to? I believe there is a female junior officer here.
There is, but we'll deal with her in a minute. I want to know about this visor. Let's see if you're right. And I suspect you are. Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Should we give him the panties? He can't get girls, and this person I would not put past the trading of stolen sexual garments for his weird incel predilection. All right.
The sphere. And that
Good.
was worth 20.
I feel much better.
He would know the technical specs behind one of these things. Oh boy.
Oh boy, is the correct response. It is the only response.
Hmm.
Yeah, alligator those things onto our eyeballs.
I was gonna say, where's the attachment point?
The ears would be really dumb. The tongue, actually, is probably the serious answer.
Hmm.
I don't remember Sonia Gomez.
Oh.
Um,
All right.
so it is in fact X-ray vision, so that we can see people naked.
It would appear so.
Fascinating.
So now we're breaking into the captain's quarters. Oh!
Well, there was a Freudian slip.
In our bedroom. All right. Narrow piece of metal, eh? Tell me, what narrow
Klingon
piece
dagger?
of... Yes. That was a 50-pointer.
Now let us examine the captain's log.
The captain's log.
Stardate 69.
Captain's log, stardate 6969.5. Okay, I kind of metagamed that one, but oh well.
Dear Diary.
He dots the I's with little hearts, even. Her
Her
crimson
crimson
hair.
hair
Go ahead.
doth inflame me. My passions rise like a neutron beacon skyward. And oh, how I long to unclothe her flawless white body, tenderly gripping her round, soft,
Well, it's not good poetry, but it's poetry. I'm sure
and
Beverly will like it at any rate.
I wasn't expecting this to turn into another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club.
Well,
Next, we're gonna have to show Picard our poem.
among other things, perhaps.
Ho ho! Yeah, poetry is not this person's. Skyward. So me, you could say rhymes with body. But skyward, word. Bird, turd. He wants to squeeze her turds.
Something like that.
I don't know how else to interpret. What do you rhyme with skyward? Alpha,
Um,
you need to tell me.
Flybird.
I don't. That.
I don't know of any rhymes off the
That
top
is an
of...
impressive like double rhyme though. I'm impressed by that.
I don't know of any good rhymes off the top of my head, though. Not for that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Alright, so... Let's see. What can we do? How about...
How about?
licks her lips when she sees the oysters, and she snatches them from your hand. In one swift movement, she raises the dish to her lips and sucks the oysters down. She wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, and that didn't seem to work.
What species is she? Can we remove the goggle? I remember it said that she was like thin and attractive. What fucking species is she?
That's a good question. Although I'm wondering if it was the Beta Z half that was affected by the oysters. Gomez may be a full-blown... Gomez may be a full-blown human.
Google this.
A full-blown human.
Yep. She is in fact a full-blown human.
Oh.
Using it for the intent advertised on the box.
Well, that's what we're doing right now. Sonia leans back into the covers on the bed and spreads her legs wide open. She impatiently waves you forward and lets her head fall back, closing her eyes. You try your best to use the atomic dildo on her, but your unskilled hand can't control its wild gyrations, and the motherfucker is heating up too. When you turn it off, Sonia looks at you with sad little girl eyes. Maybe...
That's not how vibrators work. I appreciate the attempt to nod to realism and portray bad sex, but like, dildos are not terribly difficult to use.
Care to elaborate before we play on here?
I mean, a vibrator you can use with almost no motion. You just place it in the desired area and you can wait for desired effect. Like, that is the point of the vibration, is that it works absent any kind of, like, thrusting. Also, gyrations? What are you saying that there's, like... What? Gyrations. Vibrations. Suddenly I feel like a gyration is like multiple parts moving in opposite directions. And vibrations is like the entire thing moving in synchronization. So if this thing, maybe I'm wrong, maybe that's not what gyration means, but if it's gyrating, something has gone catastrophically wrong. I guess that would explain the blue glow that happens when you power it up. I'm picturing a dildo that's actually just like a slinky shaped like a dildo.
Mm-hmm.
Because a slinky should be able to gyrate. But I'm going to look up the definition of gyration.
All right. While we're getting that, let's give head first. Oh, well, never mind that. All right. Full steam ahead, eh?
I guess.
The little ensign gladly surrenders to you, and you each peel the other's uniform off. Soon you are swept away on the wings of sexual fervor, fucking each other's brains out. At the peak moment, you could swear that she cries out, "Worf!" but you can't be sure. When you finish, Sonia purrs contentedly and curls up beside you.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't expect much from this, but... Oh, maybe. Huh. Sonia happily drops to her knees for you. She reaches into your fly and hauls out your dick. She seems to
Just hauls it out. She grabs a handcart and hauls it out.
She seems to appraise it for a moment and then leaps on it, stuffing it into her hot mouth. You can't hold out long under this oral assault, and just as you feel your orgasm coming, she pulls away, catching your load on her neck and down the front of her uniform. You flop down into a chair and watch as she wipes disdainfully at the shiny mess. "Look at this," she says spitefully. "Now I have to go change." Ensign Gomez leaves your room in a huff. Well, wouldn't have happened if she just swallowed it, right? Right.
And see, kids, this is why you should always clearly communicate your sexual encounters with your partner so that you can establish expectations and boundaries. Because you could have had a really fun time talking about what you would have liked to have done, and through that conversation, you could have found out what not to do and what you might have enjoyed. And so you could have communicated a peaceful resolution to that sexual encounter instead of one that ended up with both people feeling somewhat annoyed.
All right. Now, what are the definition of gyration?
So it's rhythmic and rapid movement in a circle. So
Okay, that makes sense.
it does. I don't think it makes sense for a vibrating object to gyrate, because I suppose like the tip could be prehensile and like swinging around like it's tentacle-ish. That would be gyration. But yes.
So, here's the theater.
Aha.
Endless guest appearances. I love it.
Funny because it's true.
It is true. Hold on. I didn't say drop the visor, stupid thing. Whatever. Ah. You smile at the phantom lieutenant, and she leads you up onto the stage. Before you know it, she pushes you down to the floor. She easily yanks off your pants and then her own. She straddles you and takes serious advantage of you, grinding and bumping and bucking to her heart's content. Your hands grip her big boobs to steady yourself. Just as you think your member is going to be pulled out at the roots, she comes, slamming her hips down against yours. She collapses onto your chest, gasping for air. Thank God for sympathetic writers. Oh.
That's a line.
Hmm.
So,
Oh boy.
all right,
Now,
fascinating.
now things get complicated. '24th century science has made bras obsolete. Here we go again. When you ask Sonya if she'd like to boff you, she smiles and grabs Counselor Troy by the arm. Oh boy. As Sonya is getting ready, she eyes Counselor Troy, who nervously looks away. As you lay Sonya on the bed, she grips Deanna's wrist, pulling her down as well. Before the flailing counselor can get back to her feet, Sonya manages to lock their lips together, slipping her the tongue. Deanna's eyes go wide, but with the little ensign's hand stroking her boobs in time with her pulsing tongue, she soon throws in the towel. You manage to part the women long enough to insinuate yourself in the event.
Good use of the word insinuate.
When the three of you finally finish pleasuring each other, Deanna is the first to get out of bed and get dressed. And, well, is that what
Well,
we're
we
going
at least have our signpost to our next point gaining encounter.
Indeed. Let's get there.
Ye.ha.
We are on the bridge. I'm afraid that well, there's a couple problems here. Data cannot use contractions.
It's Lore! He's an imposter! Shoot him! Shoot Data! Oh, we should probably save before we do this. Oh, you actually just did save.
Really?
Is Riker even here?
Hmm. Okay.
Oh wow, the score is 150 out of a possible 160.
Yep. We're not that far from
We're-
the end here.
Yeah. Wait, this was distributed? This game had a distributor?
Yep.
Softwork. California. Fascinating.
And he makes that suggestion, does he?
Well, some people are into that. We're not here to shame. We're here to fuck, and then criticize the writing of said fucking.
Hmm. Well, the ready room is to the east. This is not Bridge Simulator. Oh. As you step into the ready room, you catch two people in a state of flagrante delicto. Captain Picard is sitting in a chair, necking with Dr. Crusher, her top pushed up to her chin. His right hand is massaging one of her big, soft breasts, and she's obviously grooving on the situation.
Wow, what a phrase. Grooving on the sensation.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've come full circle because now vibing is like basically the same thing, but still. Dang.
There's nobody left here. All right, then.
That doesn't seem like it did the thing that we wanted it to do.
This should.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If of dubious consent. We can't do it because... Oh no. He didn't take them. Interesting.
I see.
Now that is accurate writing.
Ready for suicide?
Oh, interesting. I guess not.
Ha! And we can't show the diary. Even after that, I guess. Oh well, we're done here.
Can you give the diary to him?
Nope.
Alright, never mind.
Oh, look who's here. So this is the security area.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I saw was he still seems pretty wet. Whoops.
Examining.
Would it? Oh. Oh, the clips go on the ears.
Yep.
And he reaches forward, tanking the alligator clips off of your ears. That's a commentary.
um.
Well.
Oh man, the things that I don't have to deal with being a male counselor.
Quickly hide behind a chair when you see Troy and Ensign Gomez on the floor, their naked limbs entangled. Deanna is lying on top of the hot little ensign, her hands stroking the girl's breasts. She begins to slide herself down Sonia's undulating body, kissing and licking all the way until her head slips between Gomez's now widespread legs. You pick this time to discreetly sneak back out.
What?
Oh, something going on here. Let's see. Oh, no.
Can we interact with the main security computer?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Alright, so we know that there's a holodisk somewhere.
No, you probably shouldn't.
I mean, I think my partners would want to know if we'd been recorded without our consent.
Ah. All right. Because we don't want to do this at the end of the day, let's do this now.
Oh boy, we get to see a murder.
I think so. Well, that little exchange cost us 10 points, so we're just going to pretend that that never actually happened.
It was the right thing to do.
I agree. All right, so as we continue here, let's go.
I think we have the highest score possible.
Yes, we
At
do.
160.
We do, but we're not quite finished yet.
Intriguing. So far we've found 2 females, and we've interacted with one, the other, and the both. And voyeuristically with the both without us. Oh, the 3rd female.
The sick bay.
Yes, I had forgotten.
I've already fucked you. Haha.
That's very on brand for Dr. Crusher.
Yes.
Astute and observant, while also Wow, it's just
Random.
yeah, I know.
I suppose so. Dangerous, you say. Shall we put that to the test? Ah.
Maybe some oysters would change her mind.
Uh, that's not a bad idea, and they don't say that here.
Yeah. Have you considered trying date rape drugs?
Jesus. Well, she
Is it
won't
because
even
of
take them, apparently.
Do we have them? Oh yeah, synthetic oysters.
They're there. All right. Let's just do it.
Ah. Wait, were we supposed to
I think we might have needed to trigger this first.
talk to Beverly before we got laid? That would explain a lot. That would explain why when we look at Jordy, he's unlucky at love. And it would explain why we're interested in voyeuristically looking at people under their clothes.
Hmm. Oop.
Ten forward.
Will we get another excerpt out of this? Nope. Okay. The 10 forward lounge. Ha. Looks like we've got it made.
All right. What now, indeed?
But what now is...
Ask for the communicator?
No, we already have it, I think.
She said when you're ready for it, ask for it.
Okay, we are not yet ready for it.
Oh, okay.
So we're in sick bay. There's something we didn't do. Well,
God damn it, Tasha Yar!
it wasn't Tasha Yar, it was Stephen Meek.
I don't get it.
Oregon Trail, the guy who was always on the top of the top 10 list. Stephen Meek!
Meek!
Thank
My
you.
oldest nemesis!
Thank you. Oh boy. Oh, the Jeffries tube. Here we go. Once you're in the seclusion of the Jeffries tube, Beverly shucks her jacket, slides down her pants, and drags you down to the floor. She almost breaks your zipper ripping your pants down and then climbs into your lap. To your delight and amazement, you find yourself the focus of an aggressive fuck by the sexy but usually restrained doctor. Oh, yes, yes, she shouts, her voice echoing up and down the corridor, her fingernails digging into your back, and she comes, her red hair flying with her gyrations. Almost as soon as she's finished, she's pulling her clothes back on. Well,
We always had access to the Jeffries tube, or is this new?
I didn't think so, but something else we haven't tried.
Well, catharsis is an important part of existence.
Yes. Actually, no. That's good that that happened because I wanted this first.
Can you, like, herd people by yelling at them?
I don't believe so. I think they just disappear to someplace random.
What?
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 How can that be if it's...
What? I don't. I'm quite baffled.
Come on!
uh,
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I see. It just, whenever it rejects anything, it rejects it by saying that it won't fit in the safe.
Well, let's do this again. Just because, I suppose.
I was gonna say, we've been negligent.
Uh,
What? What?
uh, You know what? Let's do this first.
I like how Tashiar appeared to tell us to go fuck Tashiar while you were trying to fuck Tashiar. That's just, that's great.
So what's going on now? You follow Deanna down to the crew quarters deck, and she leads you to Dr. Crusher's room. The door slides shut behind you, and she guides you to her bedroom. The door slides open, and you see Beverly standing beside her bed in only her panties, folding her tunic. She walks up to you, resting her hand on her shoulders, and you a passionate kiss, her big breasts squeezed delightfully against your chest. Oh, somebody was happy with the diary. How long did you say I would be placed on the Enterprise? This is it. Shit, did we lose points?
Yes.
You know what? I don't care.
We've won!
We've won.
It's just about 10 o'clock. It's 5 to 10.
We
Alpha.
got there. We did good.
So, what did this parable tell us about the nature of man? What have we learned? We've come out the other side, and how has this embiggened us?
We didn't penetrate them that far. I mean, well, let's see. Uh, well, I'd say that some are sexual predators.
Yes. In this game, time makes sexual predators of us all.
It would seem so.
Except Gomez. She was pretty good about consent. She was pretty good about consent the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, got nothing else to say. This was this was so much better and so much worse than what I was expecting and fearing.
Hmm.
So
Well, I'm glad you were and weren't disappointed.
yeah, yeah. There's something to be said for a piece of art that can disappoint you in all the right ways. Um, and I think this does that. It's like it's childish and juvenile, but like there are some parts that exceeded expectations.
Mm.
And it was the intro crawl definitely had some information that was positive towards non non-heterosexual encounters, and that's good, especially for 1991.
Indeed.
Oh my god, this game is going to be 30 years old next year.
Yeah.
I feel very old. I need to go lay down. I feel so old, Alpha. I'm gonna break a hip if I don't go lay down.
Yes, I need to get some food before I lay down, but I will be laying down. And as for pegging, I've seen enough pegging for one night, thank you. So next week, I expect that we will be back with Wit once more. And what the fuck are we gonna do next? Are we continuing with Doki Doki?
There's yet more Doki to Doki.
Well, okay.
The heart beats ever on.
Well, if Wit does rejoin us next week, that's where we'll be, and we'll be back over on Recluse's channel. That is twitch.tv/SilverRecluse.
And if not, if Wit is not available again, then we will probably do another thing that is childish and immature, and attempt to view it through the lens of sophistication. And fail, obviously, but, you know, it's A for effort, a word that famously has no A's in it.
Yes, there must be something that I can locate. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it, and you guys will know on Thursday night just what that will be.
Yeah. Alright, everyone, this has been a good time, and remember, all this cost you was a choice.
I'm Alpha.
I'm Recluse.
Good night, stupid.
I don't think you're stupid.